My Love of Life Energy is a podcast created by Anna Scott. Anna knows that every human being sees life uniquely. In this podcast, she will talk to people and learn from them. These conversations are to shine the brilliance of each human being she speaks to. Join her. After each exploration, you will expand on your insights and see truth and beauty.
Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome to my podcast, My Love of Life Energy. And I'm here again with Molly Lynch. Welcome, Molly.
Thank you, Anna. It's nice to be here yet again, a place that we probably really never leave.
Molly is my co-creator of Exquisite Being. And we're taking on that once a week, we're committing to recording a contemplation about the gene keys. And today we are going to contemplate and explore the 17th gene key. And the 17th gene key, the shadow, the gift, and the city. Molly, what are they? This is the quiz.
I said I had to be reminded, but I do know them now because of you. So the shadow's opinion, the gift is far-sightedness, and the city is
Omniscience.
Omniscience. Thank you. See, I got omniscient. So
there you go. Best 2 out of 3. I read these gene keys this weekend, and I got to say, it's not one that I plug into deeply and go, oh my God, this is so cool. So I'm a little tentative about this exploration, but I'm in.
Yeah. It's maybe you have an opinion about them.
I do, but I did see something about opinion.
Yeah. What did you see?
So I was listening to what's the guy's name? The book, really interesting book about his psychedelic trips, and I want to give it his name, but I was listening to it this weekend, and he was telling me about the LSD in the mind of, it's called LSD in the Mind of the Universe by Christopher Bach. And he was going over all of his 70 LSD journeys. On one of them, he was getting all set up, but his wife wasn't there. And she came up and she said, oh, I was just taking care of our son. He had an earache and I was giving the person who was caring for him the medicine.
Oh.
And I had all this opinion about this whole thing. And I'm like, here's this woman, this divine mother caring for everybody, a sick child, this man. And I could watch all my opinions about him and how selfish he was. And I just sat there with opinion and realized I was stuck in an opinion and it wouldn't let me see anything else.
Yeah. The rigidity, the narrowness of that space. And I was contemplating it just a moment ago, actually, and it sounds similar to judgment. Like we take our opinion and we make it a judgment, and then we close ourselves down, our hearts down, our minds down to any other suggestion of a possibility that it could be otherwise.
Well, what's interesting about this is that underneath that was the opinion or judgment of you shouldn't leave your children.
Right.
Your sick child.
Right.
And there was huge discomfort in there. And then I had to pay attention to my own discomfort because I actually did leave my child at times.
Right. Yeah.
And through like every human being has discomfort in their body and unease.
Yes.
And can I learn to sit with my unease and not go into my mind?
Right. So your own discomfort of the experience of what you were judging that person for was your own. And she was showing you that again. And it reminded you of the feeling you have about that, about yourself, the judgment.
It had me feel my own unease. Like as I'm sitting here feeling it, my heart hurts.
Your heart hurts, and that's the pain.
Mhm.
That's the feeling that's uneasy to feel.
Yeah.
Mm.
What's it for you? What's opinion for you?
Well, that opinion also is a righteous in the way of like know-it-all vibes or whatever. There's a righteousness to it that also is a separation from other, you know, um, on some level. Like if somebody would like maybe not share an opinion that I had, I could. It's a righteous stance of separation. Like, well, did I say we share or don't share? But anyways, like don't share. It's like that thing. It's like, oh, then you're not like me, and then how could I care? Or, so there's that place that it defaults into, which is separation.
Mm.
And so in that, there's also the feeling of like that question about what is the other possibility here, and that is that I could see something different. I could step in their shoes. I could just try to be more of a listening person than I am judging
Mm.
what is wrong, in my opinion. So that might have been a loop-de-loop, but
Well, no, it's really interesting what I just heard, Molly, when you said that. When I listen, like I become aware of my own experience, my own pain, my own uncomfortableness, but I still listen.
mhm,
I don't go into my head to get out of it and judge something outside of me.
you bring it into relatable, perhaps,
Mhm.
and that's not separation.
Mhm. What do you see as farsightedness?
Well, I love saying the all-seeing eye. I recently wrote a poem that had that very sentence in it, and I think it's in the Gene Keys book. I think when I was listening, she's the eye of words, whatever. But anyways, it's the ability to pause. I think there's that beautiful moment between the shadow, let's say, between the shadow and the gift, where there's a pause to contemplate that there's another frequency to engage in, let's say. And then Farsightedness, all of a sudden, it's like the 360. It's the awareness of discord, let's say, or that discomfort, and being able to not only be with it, but also be able to look further into somebody else's heart
Mm.
and know that there is like we are all, able to perceive infinity essentially if we give ourselves a moment. What about you?
Oh, I'm looking right now to see what I see.
Mm.
Um, I notice that my mind gets really quiet.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
it's almost, it's like I'm waiting for a new thought to come in.
Mm. Mm. Huh. Yeah. It's like the still point of the mind, sort of, and the vastness of that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like as if I'm perched on like a really tall peak and I could see all, it's beautiful, like a mountain peak, and everything is clear ahead and around.
Yeah, I just felt your 360, but it's like I'm really quiet inside.
Mhm.
And it's almost like I'm waiting to see what's going to fly by me.
Mm. Mhm. Which thought is going to come?
I
What thought?
guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm really looking at this like because I don't know this one. Like I don't have I have a client who has this gene key 4 times in his profile.
Wow.
And I'm like, who are you?
Right. That's amazing.
And I mean, I just don't know this one in the sense of, I just don't have a sense. So I have to really look and see what I see.
Well, yeah. Can I just, I'm
Huh.
the peregrine falcon that comes up into the story about how they have such a powerful ability to see, like a mile from their perch. That's a long way. And then when they put, the falconers put those little hoods on them, how it kind of keeps them docile and like relaxed, right? So that inward place. So the ability to see, it's like going to the void a little bit. It sounds like where you are, but having the little hood off of your head too. Like, there's something about associating it with the experience of something that can, like an actual being that can see like that. And there's something that's so powerful about having that, that connection into that place. And
What's in? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
well, I was just feeling how that farsightedness energy, like frequency, moves into omniscience. So, but what were you going to say?
Well, there's a patience that has to come with this.
Yeah, say more about that.
Well, when I'm not in my opinions and judgments, and there's nothing here,
Mm.
and then it's like it's like something I'm believing something will come.
Right. I think it's Rumi's field, actually, beyond right doing and wrongdoing. It's like that field of being able to have the neutral sight too. And
That's it.
Mhm,
What you just said, it's neutral sight.
mhm,
So that story about that man and the woman and the child, I was seeing it through all of my thinking,
mhm.
my opinion. I just wasn't seeing it neutrally.
Yeah. Mm. It's such a mm. It's like arriving at peace, and also, or the awareness of peace, and also it's got great vision in it to see like the 360. It's like all the potentials, all the possibilities. There's
Mm.
something about that energy of, it could be the void, but it also could just be creative potential.
But what's so interesting, what I'm just seeing right now, Molly, is because I couldn't see it neutrally, I couldn't see all the potential.
Mm. Oh, then there's curiosity. Right. Okay.
I was fixed in like the falcon. I was fixed on my target of my opinion.
Oh, wow. So yeah, narrow-sightedness.
Yes. And I wasn't willing to drop it to see what else could be there.
Yeah, so it's almost like, when you're walking and you're looking down and then you look up, it's a total different experience. Either
Mhm.
looking at your feet or looking ahead of you. Well, there's that energy of it. You're like, I'm just looking at this, I'm staring at this. My
Mhm.
blinders are on,
Yeah.
and it's not receptive.
That's it. Oh, wow, that's beautiful what you just said. It's not receptive at all. And when
Mhm.
you're listening, when we're listening and open, or if I'm in that on the mountain looking around, I'm totally open and receptive to seeing what comes.
Yeah. I'm just here in this awareness of like everything's in order and I'm just witnessing, and also receiving the other in a way that is that way, so we don't break our unity. We don't create separation. We create unity through that neutrality. Mhm. And I think
But neutral's the key.
neutral's the key. Presence, yeah.
What is presence? When you said that, when you said neutral and then you saw presence, what did you see there?
Aware of neutrality, to be aware of that pause and just sit there. It's like, it's just presencing the experience of all of that knowledge or the wisdom that you just spoke to. It's like, oh, it's this and it's that and it's neutral. And then I get presence with neutrality, and then it just feels similar to me.
Mm.
Like this, the point. The point in both ways, the double entendre of it. What's your experience of omniscience?
I don't have a clue.
You're still in
I'm like, I'm interested in it. I kind of, through your description of the mountain, I'm beginning to see it, just beginning, but like I've read that thing, I don't know how many times. I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Maybe that's like, I think we're so used to having opinion. I think it's sort of like this automatic thing. And then once we start to still into it and the neutrality becomes more familiar, the far side, then the omniscience is that place of not only receptivity, but how, what was I going to say about it? Everything is at once the same. I don't know if that makes sense, but it feels to me like not only the unity, but there's just one expression happening here. It's omnipresent. Um, and we were speaking earlier about the love, just the field of love, and how if that's all that's happening, then not only do I want to be a part of it, I want to be aware that I am and experience it in my heart.
It's funny, as we were sitting here, and I'm just quiet, reflecting, I can feel the love.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Whatever that is, this silent presence, this expansive awareness.
Mm-hmm.
The deep peace. I don't know if that's omniscience. I have no idea.
Maybe it can't be known.
That feels true to me
Mm.
because it becomes my opinion of it.
I love the serpent, the tail,
Yeah.
and connected.
There's something beautiful in that. Can I ask you, since we started contemplating this today,
Mm.
like what's happened inside of you since we started contemplating this? Like why do we, like what's the gift of this contemplation and contemplating?
One of the gifts is just the gift of being still. I mean, I'm really finding that each gene key, each sphere, I can sit in the center of it. And there's like that, it's like the torus, like sitting inside of it. It's like the energy moves through it, through me, let's say. But with this one, when you took us to neutrality, energetically through acknowledging that, like, I love that about how you share, because you're just like, I don't know. Let's see what's here. And then when you see what's here, you bring such wisdom. And that is one of your things. But I got way off topic, perhaps, except that I feel like omniscience, there's nowhere to go. There's just nowhere to go. And it's an inward reverie.
So by contemplating it, you get to experience that.
Mm.
Is that what you're saying?
It is. It's like the direct experience, because that is where we drop even having to know. We're just in the experience of, or as. How has it shifted for you? What have you experienced?
I think I'm beginning to trust the not knowing and looking and seeing the mystery of it,
Mm,
and being willing to see something new.
mm,
Um, and that's just fun. It feels like a kid discovering something.
yeah.
Because I feel like that.
Mm, mm, yeah. Fun.
Yeah.
What a concept.
The other thing is I feel such deep peace in this moment.
Mm, mm,
Quiet.
mm.
It's such a delicious feeling.
Peace, be still.
Mm. All right. Is there anything else that we want to say to honor the 17th gene key?
I mean, you can just float away in this one and trust it and relax. That's what I got.
Beautiful.
Enjoy.
That's the word, neutrality. Molly wins it for the prize. That's the daily double. All right. Well, thank you once again.
Thanks, Anna.
And if people are interested, the third Thursday of the month, you can come sit with us. We meditate, we contemplate, and we drop into this space together.
Yep.
Check us out on exquisitebeing.com.
Thank you.
Thank you.